slightly left of the post.
And here's Ryan Taylor back up on his own, on the Fecal 21, turns off his left hand side, and indeed over the bar. And McGann pints the men on the far side. Tony on the far side puts up the flag, level peg, and it's score for score. That was a very simple score from Hogan, broken down by the bruiser Fergal Lynch, and down to the stick of Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor, who had a tremendous championship for Clare and has really come of age as a county hurler and shown great leadership here for Clooney here today in O'Garney Park. The puck out from Ever Quilligan, goes out from a great catch by Stevie Conway. Stevie Conway is hit hard by Fergal Lynch, I thought, no, in fairness. And Fergal Lynch,
Stevie isn't happy with it.
I don't, and Fergal would know these. I tell you, I thought, in fairness to Stephen, we were talking about maybe Conor Murray getting a belt outside from the South African fella. I thought he was hit high and deserved the free, but
I think it was the free as well, but Rory saw it differently.
And Fergal, of course, Fergal takes no prisoners, there's no doubt about that, and it's a throw in right in front of the sign for Tommy Morley Memorial stand over there in the main stand in O'Garney Park. It's 5 points for Clooney Quinn. It's 5 points for Fecal. We're gone just over 19 minutes here in this first half. The ball comes out to Donald Sullivan. But it comes out, here comes Clooney. And the ball comes back to Killian. Out to Michael McNamara. McNamara, but his own Toohey. And Toohey could drive this one. He drives it low in towards the corner. Oisin. And Oisin now being picked up by Conor Harrison. And here comes Noonan. Noonan with 1 point. That's the ball. That's a great ball in towards the square. Who's going to come out with it? It's Raymond Bain. And the ball comes in. And it's Derek Keogh. Sweeping well for Clooney and gets this ball out towards Fergal. Good touch from Lynch, gets the ball away, and here comes Ryan Taylor, but it's O'Sullivan, a beautiful pick up by O'Sullivan, gets the ball. Mike Corrie available outside. Corrie has gone quiet in this game, but here he comes, going using his pace. A shot from Corrie, it looks to be a tail in it. It's gone to the right hand side, posing Ever Quilligan, no problem. This has turned out to be a real spicy fair, a good game. There's a bit of rivalry between Fecal and Clooney that has built up over the years, and here comes Ever Quilligan. Ever taking his time to puck out the ball. It's 5 points apiece in this broadcast brought to us with Derek Credit Union and our outside broadcast sponsored by Michael Long Construction. Rory McGann telling Ever to hurry on. Ever delivers this down into the half back line. Up goes Donlan. Donlan puts up the hand and Donlan gets the ball, but he's immediately surrounded. Goes back to Con Smith. Con Smith being chased by Peter Duggan. Switches his play across. I don't think Raymond Bain wanted it that way, but it goes in between Shane McNamara. He's gone trying to find his goalie. Hogan comes out trying to offer support, but McNamara is an accomplished defender. He gets it out to Bruiser lets the ball down, tries to get away from the challenge. He's fouled by Evan McMahon.
Ooh.
And again, I suppose it's the old adage, thou shalt not pass. And I think these two are going to come into quite a conflict before the rest of the match. But there's no doubt about it that Clooney have gone into this game and are dominating possession at this moment.
They're competing well. I'm very impressed with Keogh. Derek Keogh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very impressed with him sweeping around there, just tightening things up. Shane McNamara did very, very well there on Raymond Bain as well. Con Smith has been very quiet. I think Con Smith is now marking Peter Duggan as far as I can see. He was at least a minute ago. But things are moving. Peter Duggan, I say, is playing in no single position. I think he's played in all 6 forward positions and maybe wing back as well in this game so far.
Yeah, it's a free for Peter Duggan. Just right in the middle of the field, right over on the far sideline. So is Peter Duggan. It's 5 points each. Can Peter give Clooney the lead here? 21 minutes gone here in this first half. Fergie O'Loughlin putting up the hand behind the goals to give him direction. Here comes Peter. He drills it, but there looks to be a tail in it. And indeed, there is no tail. There's a tail. It's inside the post. It's Coharan Dressnahan and Clooney go into the lead. It's 6 points to 5. Another point from the stick of Peter Duggan. Peter has gone quiet in the nest. The ball comes out from Quilligan out to Hanrahan. Here comes Hanrahan being chased by Gilfile, and Hanrahan just launches this ball down. I'm not too sure does that suit Fecal, but Gary with a great catch for Fecal. Gary Gilfile gives the ball out. Oh, beautiful hands from McGrath being chased by John Conneely. Conneely does well, and the Bruiser does well, and now Peter just launches. Peter is going to mess around with it. There's a dangerous ball going in over the top here. If this ball breaks to Gilfile, but I tell you, no, Gilfile swings one-handed. Evan McMahon has to get out with this ball. He gives it to the available Quilligan. Quilligan is a goalkeeper who has grown in stature, playing around with it. I think he turned that ball up and caught it and got away with it. And as the crowd say, county man, but the ball goes down. Derek Keogh goes up. Oisin goes up. Here comes Oisin. Fecal could do with a score. That will be a tremendous score from Donlan. That is a ball dropping in the square. Hogan does well, but I tell you, Shane McNamara does even better. Oisin has gone down again. Oisin Donlan is not well. There's no doubt about that. Owen Toohey and the Bruiser, but Toohey plucks it out of the air for Fecal and gets the ball out to Austin McMahon. Austin always available for the pass. Gives it out to Killian Bain. Killian now up from wing back. Killian gets the ball, but the hunger, and here comes Corrie for the pitch. Corrie going to use his pace. He gets away from this sparing tackle gets the ball back out, and Toohey recovered well. Toohey recovers, gets the ball out to Adam Hogan. Hogan delivers this ball down towards the corner. Stevie and Rory McNamara I tell you, there's tremendous individual battles here. McNamara gets the ball in and should see the confidence of the brother. Shane drives it out, gets it out to Killian, but he's blocked away by Adam Hogan. Pat, this is what championship is all about.
That's the best period of championship hurling we've seen, maybe this year for surely, and maybe for maybe another year or two, because up and down the field, every ball contested mightily, good control being shown under tight marking and under serious pressure. All you want to see in a hurling match, and the referee, Fearless Rory began, letting it flow the way it should, knowing these lads are honestly trying to win the ball as hard as they can without doing anything nasty. Just most enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, indeed. I was going to, just as you took towards them about it, I was going to give credit to McGann. In fairness, he's doing a tremendous job. He likes to let the game go, there's no doubt about it, but he doesn't take any missing either. Great line ball up, gets up, the Bruiser has really turned back the clock here. What a great ball out towards McMahon. How long is Fergal going to be able to keep this up? On Toohey gets it, drives a low ball down, but who's there? Is that man Keogh again, and Keogh launches. This one is going to there's a tail in it. I think he got a bit excited, saw the post and saw
lost
the chance,
of himself,
but
yeah.
McKeough is an accomplished free taker and score taker for Tulla in secondary schools as well as underage at Clooney. The ball out to Killian Bain from Aver Quilligan. Aver, a high ball up between Keneally and McGrath. Oh, Keneally, I saw this man playing minor for Clooney. I didn't know much about him. We know an awful lot more about him. Oh, a high challenge by Owen Toohey.
Now, in fairness to Toohey,
I thought maybe
Keneally was down first.
Keneally dived in. Toohey held his ground. It probably was a free to the letter of the law, there's no doubt about it. But Pat, as I said, we didn't know a whole lot about Keneally. We know a lot more about him now.
We certainly do now. That was a serious leap into the air. Took it from the clouds, went forward and had the tenacity to bounce off the ground, Kyle Hayes style, but ran into Owen Toohey. And I think Keneally was almost on his knees before Toohey made any contact with probably Toohey's kind of hip made contact with his head. But in fairness to Toohey, there was no way around it because Keneally had kind of fallen into him. But I suppose technically, the referee would be given a free for that all day long.
Yeah, and Duggan going to drill it. He drills a go hard just now. Clooney going to a 2-point lead. Fully deserving of their 2-point lead. Shane McGrath now gone in centre forward. They'll be trying to get him away from the clutches of Keneally. Keneally doing quite well. Great puck out from Quilligan. Nails it down to Killian Bain. Bain gets away from the challenge of Fergal Lynch. Gets it out to Adam Hogan. Here comes Hogan. Hogan gets away from the challenge of Donald Sullivan, gets the ball out. Here comes Ben, does a chance for Fecal. Ben gone through, but it's Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor gets back, and here comes Taylor trying to get the ball for Clooney. Clooney are working savage hard, and the ball comes out to Killian Duggan. Duggan measures it out to Curry. Curry lets the ball go, and comes to Peter. Peter, a great challenge there by Owen Toohey, but he just clipped by Peter Duggan. And Toohey, it was a ball that Toohey had to win, and he won it past.
A vital reception by Owen Toohey there. He was brave and he was courageous, and he went down strong with his hurley, because a strong one-handed flick from Peter Duggan could have been a free. It was a free, of course, but could have been an injury to Toohey on another day. But thankfully there was no injury at all. Peter was going for the ball, but certainly Owen Toohey taken down, and he's doing well now as we enter into the 25th 5.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, and a free for Shane McGrath right in the middle of the field, and Fecal could do with a score. It's a wide centre score. Fecal, Clooney are in the vicinity, 7 points to 5. McGrath drives that one into the breeze, no doubt about it. Gohan and Dresden brings the scores to the minimum. I see Colin Nelson, a man back from England, he's warming up, and Hogan with takes no particular hurry or gives it a quick puck out to Duggan. There was definitely a pull back there by Conn Smith, got away with it. All these things even up over time, but Keogh. But McGrath, the speedy McGrath is in. Can he level the score? He does. He puts a go on dress on. It's 7 points all. I tell you one thing, all McGrath wants is a sniff.
All McGrath wants is a quarter of a chance, and that was a clear chance, because Hogan, Keogh, who we've been praising absolutely deservedly for being outstanding as a kind of a sweeper there, just let that ball through his feet, and McGrath took the present and said thank you very much.
And the ball is down here. We're down in the corner. It's Mike Curry being chased by Owen Toohey. We're right down here in the very corner here in front of the housings across the road here at the school end here. It's challenged. It's down there. Ball cleared out, comes out towards Michael McNamara, but the ball makes the sanctuary of the sideline. Going to be a line ball for Clooney. And I tell you, Pat, there's no quarter extra given. The challenges are hard. They are fair. I see Fergie Loughlin is having a word with Rory again. Fergie, a man not afraid to voice his opinion. But a tremendous coach and trainer of a team. There's no doubt. Always has his teams very well prepared. There's no doubt about that. And it is a line ball going in for Clooney. There's no doubt that the man he's going to be taking will be Pedro O'Dogan, about 30 metres out here. What's going to happen with this? And Peter is normally very, very accurate. What way has the sidelines gone since he tips it? I tell you one thing. Oh, Quilligan blocked it down one-handed. Great block down. It must have been gone in under the post, and the ball comes out. And here comes Hanrahan, being chased by Gilfile. Hanrahan and he's going, this is tremendous play. There's players stepping up, gets the ball down to Stephen Conway. Conway hits it, gets it ahead of Rory McNamara. Here comes Stevie, gets the ball out to Oisin. Lovely tidy swing from Oisin into Ben. Ben tries to get out, but it's Michael a high challenge there. Michael McNamara. Yeah, indeed, I think, in fairness, I think there was a free. There was a couple of frees there, but I tell you, Rory would want eyes in the back of his head to keep up with it. Hogan, there's no doubt about it, he's gone launching this one.
A tremendous tussle there on between Ben and Clooney defence, and Clooney just got the better of that as Raymond just maybe put out the hurley and kind of half held his bed, but it looks like the Fecal defence are dealing with this free fairly well. Or maybe
the
not.
ball is there with Toohey tries to win it, and here comes the captain, Con Smith, or Austin McMahon. McMahon gets the ball, but it's Harrison. There is no doubt about it, as Oisin Donlan is struggling for Fecal. Shane McGrath gathers up Donald Sullivan. I thought maybe it was an unfair challenge by McGrath, but he's sticking there, and the ball gets the ball. Michael McNamara. McGrath swings and gets some fresh air. He's human after all. Gets the ball, and I thought, here comes McGrath. He's going to steady himself. A shot from McGrath. This one is going to turn in. There'll be a great ball. Hogan, you can see him calling for that one here. Gets the ball, low ball out to Killian O'Dogan. That's centre back for Clooney. Launched it. It's old traditional style. The ball goes up. The Bruiser's coming out. The Bruiser does well. Fergal Lynching, and he's met by Owen Toohey. He's fouled by Owen Toohey. There's no doubt Owen can have no complaints on that occasion. It's level pegging here in O'Garney Park, and Fergal Lynch taking his time to get up after this one. He doesn't.
I think he needs the breather. He has no fear. He's not injured.
He doesn't need the bruiser. He needs a breather at this stage.
But it's a brilliant game, Leo. It's an outstanding game to watch. It is traditional, and I know we love the possession game and we admire the skills of players. But sometimes it's just love to see a defender winning a ball, breaking a tackle, and launching it down, and let the guys tussle in the air again. But either by with hand or with hurleys. It's a fantastic game up and down the field. Clooney giving as good as they get, but they have the benefit of that breeze, as we say, and that should be significant enough. Is it worth 2 or 3 points? Hard to know. But as I said, again, concern for Oisin Donlan, because Breed Kenny is in again, and I'd say Oisin's under pressure. You just wonder, for his own sake, Leo, would he be better off sit out the second half and try and give himself recovery time, rather than maybe antagonising it and maybe making that injury any worse than it is. Yeah,
there's no doubt there's more games to be played in this championship in Fecal. We need Oisin Donlan as the championship progresses, if they're to make further inroads. It's a free for Peter Duggan.
30 minutes gone.
30, half an hour gone, said Pat, we're into injury time, and here comes Peter. You'd expect him to nail it, and indeed Peter nails it. Clooney go back into the lead, 8 points to 7, and is Rory again. Is he going to call in the half-time whistle? He's on the 21. Is he going to call it? Indeed, he's going to have an award. I'm not sure who he's going to
checking with the linesman, maybe?
No, he's
it's called a Fecal man.
Seamus O'Noon over on the far side. Just a quiet word. I think there was maybe a flick from James. Nothing to untoward, but Rory just telling things to calm things down. And here comes Ever Quilligan with the puck out. Ever, who got his hurley to it. That was a dangerous line ball from Duggan, and I think Ever saw it late going in under the post, had to deal with it, dealt with it carefully. The ball from Quilligan goes out, and is out there to the middle of the field. It's Donald Sullivan, and here come Clooney. It's Ryan Taylor and Adam Hogan. Taylor, and the ball goes off the stick of Taylor. Hogan sticking diligently to the task Hogan, over there. Here it's 8 points to 7. As we said, this broadcast brought you associated with Derek Credit Union and our outside broadcast sponsored by Michael Long Construction. Killian Bain going taking this line. Fergal Lynch, he's gone in for the breather in towards the square. There's no doubt about that. Who's going to make the last burst here before half time and get a score either way? There's never too much with Fecal and Clooney, Pat, and we expected it very much the same, and it's proven very much the case.
Yeah, Clooney are just, well, I said, with the men they have over Fergie over them, you know they're going to be competitive, you know they're going to be in your face, and they're holding well as well. But in fairness, Fecal as well now against the breeze, they're holding their own quite well. Maybe not as fluid in attack as normal. Fecal, Leo, Stevie Conway started very promisingly, but he's been starved of the ball. Gary hasn't really got into it, and now there's a free for Fecal from Clooney Quinn from
a foul head pass. Shane McGrath was backed up. He turned the ball. A foul head pass given by Rory. Rory's right beside it. Adam Hogan, such a gentleman he is, was placing the ball down for Peter Duggan, and Peter, the gentleman, he's going to take it from exactly the same position as Adam Hogan takes it. So out on his own 60, Clooney 65. Peter drills this one and straight and through, and Clooney go back into 2 points lead. It's 9 points for Clooney, 7 points for Fecal at half time. Rory McGann has called for half time here. A marvellous first half, and a most entertaining first half, and for the supporters. And again, we spoke about it with Owen Brennan yesterday. Great to see the supporters here in O'Garney Park. Gives a great atmosphere to the game. I see Fergal would normally be jogging off, but Fergal is walking out quite slowly out towards the sideline here. But here at Clooney in O'Garney Park. It's Clooney 9 points, it's Fecal 7.
Yeah, what an enjoyable game, as we said. A great half of hurling. Again, some short game involved, but an awful lot of traditional hurling as well, and it's lovely. It's just lovely to watch. I suppose we've kind of missed it for a while, Leo, but great performances on both sides. I suppose for Fecal, you could say that Oisin Donnelly shows great touches despite injury. Shane McGrath's accurate as usual, of course. Good work in defence at times there by Gerard Hanrahan, by Adam Hogan, and James Noonan at times as well. In fact, all of them. Colin Smith came into it there as well. But Tony Quinn have their own stars. Is it young Keogh, Keneally, obviously Fergal Lynch having a fantastic battle with whoever happens to be closest to him at the time, Evan McMahon or whoever. So class being shown by Peter Duggan as well at times there, and indeed the old stager Conor Harrison and the McNamara's fullback and cornerback as well for Clough. So lots to look forward to for the second half. Ryan Taylor has come into it slightly, but in fairness has been very well marshalled by young Adam Hogan as well, you have to say.
Yeah, indeed. Ronan, who's going to win the second half? Who's going to win it? He's going to say Ronan went with Fecal to win it. He's not changing his mind.
To his guns.
So as we take our break here from O'Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge at half time, it's Clooney 9 points, Fecal 7, and back to Tom in the studio. And you're welcome back here to O'Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge for the second half of the Senior Championship game between Clooney and Quinn. Clooney up 2 points, 9-7. Derek Dormers is joined us here in our commentary position. Derek, your thoughts on that first half?
Very, very competitive. What it's lacking in scores, it's definitely making up for in intensity. It's a full championship encounter, and it's great for the spectators to be able to be here and see it. What was most impressive for me, Leo, was the high fielding. They were plucking the balls from the sky, like there was no quarter being asked or given. And plenty of timber out there, which is great for spectators.
Real old traditional style, Derek.
Absolutely, and look, that's what you're here. That's what you come in here to see is competitiveness, and that's what it has out there. Pure, full-blooded encounter, and this will go down to the wire.
Who's going to win it in one word, Derek?
Clooney Quinn.
Thanks, Derek. As the second half is on the way with Rory again. Fecal now playing into the road goals here, and the ball is with McGrath. McGrath pops the ball in here in towards the corner. There is a sub on for Fecal, and here is it Francie Grady. Francie Grady is on. A shot, an early score there after. No, it's Colin Nelson. Colin Nelson in for Fecal and puts that ball over the bar. A good start for Fecal. Nelson, a man who has great experience and a tremendous boost for Fecal to have him back. It's now 9 points to 8, and the puck out from Hogan goes out here, out towards Fergal Lynch. Fergal Lynch is robbed by Con Smith. Con Smith gets the ball into Toohey. Fecal will be down to set a marker here early. The ball goes in towards McGrath and Keneally. Keneally lets fly, but it's in the Noonan. In the ball, gets the ball across out to the midfielder, Austin McMahon. Are we level pegging? We're level pegging in Clooney. That's the start that Fecal wanted. Derek Dormer went for Clooney. Pat, you went off here for Fecal. We'll wait, we'll see who's going to win this one. Ronan Hayes here also went for Fecal, but we're level pegging after 1 minute here of the second half here in O'Garney Park. 9 points apiece, just the start that Fecal wanted, Pat.
Yeah, Ray Nelson has made a difference. Ray is the selector, but Colin Nelson, of course, played in London and played for London as well, actually, and has come back now. He's a very welcome addition. He's got pace and he's got a lot of holding ability and knows what the posts are. Does Colin, and a lovely equaliser there also by Austin McMahon. So Fecal been on a marker that the breeze is going to help them. Certainly, there are 2 wrongish range points there struck in. One long range or one good delivery in, and Fecal, the Clooney Quinn defence seemed to get a bit of sleep in the first minute of the game, the restart there early, which is surprising because on first half they were so alerted that Fecal didn't get an inch. But ultimately for Peter now into the breeze. Let's see from his own 65 what he can do with this one.
Yeah, from his own 65 or 25 metres in from the stand, from the side opposite the stand here. Peter drills this one. This is holding, it's holding, and it's gone out to the right hand side and gone wide. However, Peter was the same in the first half. He put his first one wide, so has a chance to maybe to change, get the radar back working. Ever Quillingham with the puck out. You will imagine he's going to launch this one, although Derek Keogh is sitting back in the pocket, so Ever going placing this one, drives it, drills it in. Great ball out looking for Nelson. Nelson is the man, gets out in front of Harrison for Fecal. Colin Nelson, a man who's great experience, played for the county, also played for London, gets the ball in towards Inde Noonan. Oisin has recovered from injury. Oisin with a pop pad. That's tremendous start from Fecal. 3-0 for Fecal after sick of Oisin Donlan, and Donlan, every time he gets a bang, he finds it, excuse my phrase from Keith, he finds it that bit harder to get up off the ground. Keith Hogan with the puck out for Clooney, looking for Peter Duggan getting out, but the ball is robbed there by McMahon, and McMahon pops it off to McGrath. An normal servers resume from McGrath. Gohar and Dresnan Reach. This is a tremendous start from Fecal. 11 points to 9, so whatever PJ Keller said to him at half time seems to have worked Oracle 4 in a row, just what they wanted, Pat.
But when you see people like Oisin Donlan and Shane McGrath in shooting positions, Oisin Donlan got the point practically on his knees, a Pat Horgan style almost, but he knew once he threw it up, he was going to put it over the bar. A beautiful point from the stand side by McGrath. So when those two lads shooting boots around with the breeze, it's curtains for any defence, and I think the breeze may have more effect in this game than normal, because Fecal should have some sharp shooters all over the field, Leo, and it doesn't need a massive swing now to get that ball over the bar from a bit of a distance. 0-2 now taking charge.
0-2 he was taking charge, but he's robbed by Michael Curry. Michael Curry gives out to Killian Duggan. 0-2 he puts in a high challenge there, and here comes Curry. Curry gets the ball, pops it in towards Guilfoyle, and a free there, a high challenge there, and by Killian Baird. But I think Owen was a bit lucky maybe to get away after the first challenge. I think he was in that mode that Dow shot not pass, and they're trying to stop the Clooney and their running game that have in these early stages. It's 9 points for Clooney, 11 points for Fecal, and A tap over free looks like for Peter Duggan. If Carwheel Peter is inside and he was looking for it in. He wanted from where the ball. He was trying to bring it in further. There's no doubt. If he had it in further, they'd be blessed in operations. But here comes Peter. He should practice over the bar to narrow the deficit here. I see Fiacre Donlan. He's warming up for Fecal. Will that be maybe in place of Donlan for Donlan, because Ocean is moving rather gingerly over there in the far corner. Looks like a groin injury. I'd say it could be for Ocean. He's just not moving anyway freely at all. Here comes Ava Quillingham with the buck out. It's 11 points to 10 in favour of Fecal. Goes short to Evan, and this one is going. This is going to go around. This is a dangerous ball for anybody. The ball breaks down and it's going to come out. Comes out by Killy. Out to Conor Harrison. Harrison using experience gets out to Rory McNamara. Rory McNamara is challenged there by Conway. Conway does well, and here comes Taylor. Taylor buzzing down, and here comes a great challenge between himself and Adam Hogan. Nelson does well, and it goes out. And I tell you, now he's getting feisty out here. I thought he was in the free, but I tell you, the challenges, it's all action here in O'Garney Park. And look at, as Derek and Pat said, no quarter Esther given. A line ball coming for Ryan Taylor. But Pat, we saw two of the young guns there, Taylor and one of the newer guns, Hogan, going full blooded coming down on the line. Is just what you want to see.
But we saw Ryan Taylor bursting in and open a gap in inter-county defenders against various teams that Clare met. He didn't open the gap on Hogan there, and Hogan actually robbed him before the free was conceded. So great kudos to Adam Hogan there.
Great block down by Toohey. Toohey tried to give a Fergal, a tap from Fergal. Fergal not moving with the fluency as he did in the early stages. Doesn't know about that blow he got there, or that challenge he got before half time seems to take the wind out of his sails. There's no doubt about that. It's 11 points for Fecal. It's 10 points for Clooney. Fecal have really started this second half in whirlwind fashion with 4 points in a row. Peter Duggan has replied with a free, and it seems to kind of ruffle the feathers of the Clooney, but there's no doubt they will regroup. They're an experienced side. Quinnigan goes short out to Ben. Ben drives this one up in, looking for Donlan, puts up the hand, and the ball breaks in his Keogh coming out for Clooney. It's being challenged by McGrath. Gets it out to Donald O'Sullivan. This lad is a eager beaver, real worker. Donald O'Sullivan. He's crossing in towards the Clooney's owns. He has caught it a couple of times, and he's blocked down by Con Smith. Peter trying to take the challenge. He's fouled. Smith does well. Good play. Donald O'Sullivan unlucky there. Just couldn't get away from the challenge of Fecal.
He almost got the hand pass away, but fair play to Fecal to surround him well, and there was a runner on his right hand side. He was trying to find him, O'Sullivan was, and but no, fair play to Fecal, and a good free out won by Con Smith. Con, a very, very powerful man, and now he seems to be standing beside Peter Duggan again, so Peter is in that area of the field for a little while, but no doubt Peter could be top of the lift, or maybe corner back in the next 2 minutes. Leo, the one thing you have to comment on is the fitness of Peter Duggan, Leo, for a man who was away, wasn't involved in all this pre-season training that clubs are doing nowadays, and early season training. He's covering the ground, and that's a great bonus for Clooney as well, that he's covering so much ground.
Yeah, he's getting a bit of advice there from the Fecal bench, or Fecal substitute bench there as well, on how to continue. And here comes Shane McGrath, and he's all 65. McGrath drives it. Is there a tail in it? Indeed, there is a bad tail, and it's gone out to the left hand side and gone wide, and the score remains Fecal 11 points, 10 points for Clooney. There's no doubt, Pat, that breeze is tricky. It's
tricky breeze. That was a long way out, Leo, in fairness. Anything inside your own 65. I mean, while players nowadays are putting them over on a regular basis, you're not going to crucify anybody for missing one either.
No, there's no doubt about that. And Shane over on his own 65 metres out now from the Clooney goal, as Donald O'Sullivan was judged to carry the ball over the line, and I didn't count the possibility that Shane McGrath would put this one over the bar. Shots it's the skill that man has. It's 11 point ends. We're at the minimum. Oisin goes short, but this O'Sullivan gets in. Oisin does well. He might be, and he's struggling. There's no doubt about that. But I tell you one thing, he had the presence of mind to switch the ball out to McGrath. There's no doubt about that. Even on one leg, custom on the class of Oisin Donlan, very much to see, Pat.
100%. But the telepathy between Oisin Donlan and Shane McGrath, since they were 8 or 9 years of age, it started at that level, believe it or not, and it's continued up now to their mid to later 20s with Fecal at senior level. It's unbelievable how they will find each other, and how the end result is nearly always a Coolin, or maybe a cool even.
Yeah, and the ball comes to Corrie trying to break it through. I thought he was pulled back there, but he's still going on two. He tried to get the ball out for Fecal. We're 30 metres out from the goal. Con Smith, Peter has it. Peter trying to get it up. Adam Hogan trying to get up, but the ball is breaking out, and it's a free in for Clooney. Ryan Taylor was the man. I think, Pat, it's 12 points 10 in favour of Fecal, but when Fecal played the ball out into open space, they seem to have get the better exchanges. Clooney seemed to like it much tighter.
Yeah, it's true. Clooney seemed to be winning most strokes, or winning frees them, in general. Maybe 60-40 in their favour in the tight situations, but I think Clooney will be looking to get Ryan Taylor really more into the game, maybe running into space more, Leo. And in fairness, you know, he hasn't got that much space. He's been effective, but he hasn't been the Ryan Taylor we've seen with Clare. And you know that is unbelievably. Oh, a very low free, barely tapped over the bar. Right, an alert. Ever Quilligan just under the crossbar from Peter there, Leo.
There's no doubt about it. He went with top spin on that one and went to nail it. You know, but I tell you, in fairness, Quilligan has really developed into it, as he is well known as one of the top goalkeepers in the country. And I tell you, only for the eagle-eyed Ever Quilligan, and that one would nestled in the top of the onion bag. It's back to the minimum. It's 12 points for Fecal, and there's a sub coming on for Fecal, and it's Fiacre Donlan is coming on for Fecal. We'll see who is going off at this moment in time. Will it be? I'd say they'll probably leave. No, they're leaving him on, leaving it off for now. Oisin won't be, even though he's injured. The ball comes out to James Noonan, trying to be closed down by Fergal. Fergal not really putting in the burner, putting on the burner, and the ball goes down. But the ball is down with Killian Duggan. Duggan for Clooney, gets the ball out towards Michael McNamara. Over his to pass towards Michael McNamara. Gone out over the line. Line ball for Fecal. Shane McGrath coming across to take this one. Or is he going leaving this one to Killian Ben? Indeed, Fiacre Donlan is being introduced for Fecal. Another man with tremendous prospects. A man who can play equally at home, midfield, the forwards, also can play in the goals. The ball goes into Oisin. Is Oisin just hits it and stand onside. There's a chance here if this ball breaks for Ben. There's a chance for Fecal, and the ball, Hogan comes out from the goals and he's met high, gets the ball out towards Ryan Taylor for Clooney, gets the ball out towards Michael McNamara. Clooney coming with this short game now. Here comes Michael McNamara, opens up the shoulders, gets the ball down, looking for Gilfile gets flicked away by Ger Hanrahan does, that's tremendous play by Hanrahan, but he leaves it behind to James Curry, or Michael Curry, sorry, and the ball comes into Evan, and
doing a stretch,
and here comes the ball out from Evan McMahon gets the ball out, going to be chased by Taylor, but Ben does out to Killian Ben does well, pops this ball in, and indeed it's Stephen Conway now also looks like to be carrying an injury inside in that Fecal full back line, or full forward line. Mac gets the ball out to Dunakick, or Derek Keogh gets the ball, pops it out towards Curry is going to be made head on by the ball by Toohey. Tremendous block from Toohey. That could be a game changer. That was a chance of a score for Clooney, but Owen Toohey all diving up, and remembrance of his fellow there doing it in the half-back line, and he has gone Rocky, and he just blocked it out of the hands of Curry, and it came to McGrath, Goharan dressed on, and of course who was waiting for the break? Odie McGrath.
Brilliant work from Owen Toohey there. I mean, Curry was waiting to catch that ball right just over his head. It was coming directly towards him. It was parallel with the ground, and next thing Toohey comes in from behind, cleanly batting the ball 10 yards forward, straight to the right man. McGrath, brilliant over the bar. Well, that's a really tonic of a score. That's probably 2 points, Leo.
13 points to 11, and here comes Curry getting away. Fiacre Donlan swinging at him there. Ben swinging at him as well. That's Killian Ben, but Curry, he's now being met by Owen Toohey, and Donlan, lovely wrist of Oisin Donlan, gets the ball looking for the brother, and the ball goes in behind Oisin. In fairness, Oisin is really giving it all for Fecal. Even though they should
be resting him, Leo.
They should give him a McMahon gets out instead of out in front of Fergal Lynch. Fergal Lynch tries to flick it away. McMahon, this man is a man, in fairness, a very accomplished fullback, one of the best hurlers in the county. Evan McMahon does very well. 29. And a free out for Fecal, and McGrath.
Dylan Cunningham coming in for Clooney.
Dylan Cunningham, a late addition to the, and Oisin Donlan, as Ronan Hayes said, going very well there for Fecal. And 29 is Dylan Cunningham coming on for Clooney. Who's he? It could be, maybe, is it Owen Gilfile is departing? I'm not too sure. It could be Ronan O'Donnell he's going towards as well. It looks like Gilfile is the man he's going making way. Stephen Conway looks to be that dreaded hammer is what's gone for Stephen Conway, and not an injury you want to be picking up at this stage of championship. Owen Gilfile is going off for Clooney Quinn, replaced by Dylan Cunningham. It's a young man for another young man. And Owen Gilfile, there's no doubt about it, didn't get great service in there. He will have much better days, there's no doubt about that. And a free for Shane McGrath right over on the sideline, and on the Tommy Memorial stand. 13 minutes gone on his own 65 metre line. 13 points to 11. Can McGrath make that a 3-point game? McGrath, oh God, the radar is a small bit off on this occasion. It's still a 2-point game. Hogan, a quick puck out towards Dunakeogh, or to Derek Keogh, gets it out towards Rory McNamara. Here comes Rory McNamara, going to hit the ball up into the corner, looking for O'Donnell. The ball is blocked out. It's the new man, is Cunningham and Noonan, and it comes in to Con Smith, but the ball breaks down to Curry is being pulled back, Curry is busy as a bee, Pat, and is it
Yeah, one of those players that's willing to take on work, Leo, in tight corners, take on the work, take the pulling and the dragging and a tip or two just to try and make ground for his team, and he won a great free there. And Clooney are still staying tip in the game, Leo, and they'll be just maybe a point in it now before the water break if if there's not another score for Fecal. But Fecal probably are getting their score slightly easier, which is always a kind of a telling point, I think, Leo, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed, without that. But Duggan is on the freeze. He's nailed another one. It's 13 points to 12. Shane has missed one or two, but the wind is quite tricky here in O'Ganley Park. There's no doubt about that. Ava Quillingham with the puck off. What's he going to do with this one? I see Derek Ho is sitting back in the pocket, so maybe making up Ava's mind to go out towards Gary. Gary out to Fiacre Donlan. And it comes out to Taylor. Taylor beginning to have an influence. Gets this ball into Cunningham. They're showing confidence in Cunningham. He's got the first two balls gone into him. He went to ground, a bit of nervousness there. And here comes Con Smith. Con with a pop pass out to Ben, and Ben playing around with it. I'm absolutely amused by that one from Peter Duggan. I don't know what he
seemed to be advantaged though. Was it for a previous something that happened 3 or 4 seconds before?
I'm not sure. Mikey Duggan.
Nothing visible.
That's a James Owens decision.
Nothing visible at all. So
Derek said that's a James Owens decision. I'm bemused by that one myself, and we're closer to than we've been for any free hit event. But it gives Shane McGrath a chance to really add to Fecal's. Can he make it 2 points between the sides again? I see Ocean is trying to run after that injury. Quite difficult when you have an injury trying to run it off. McGrath strikes this one. It is a tricky breeze. But again, that's the third one he's hit to that side, the post. There's no doubt that the breeze is blowing across into that side. It's 13 points to 12. We're going on the water break. And the puck out comes from Keith Hogan. Keith Hogan out down towards Fergal Lynch. John Keneally for Clooney. Here comes Keneally. A kind of a funny hand pass there from Keneally, without doubt. And Rory McGann spotted that one. There was no doubt about that one. That was as clean a throw as you'd get in any sport.
I still don't figure out, Leo, why players have to throw the ball. It's very easy to part the ball from your hand for a split second and make a strike in action. I know it. We're standing this inside in the commentary box here in the comfort of the quiet, relaxing commentary box here.
Hand passing was never our strong suit.
It wasn't our strong suit, but I still think it's one of the easier skills. I'm surprised. I know people do it for speed, to get speed of hand, obviously, but I still think it should be possible to get your hand back 2 or 3 inches, and Shane McGrath gets it right.
Yeah, indeed, there was no doubt the radar wasn't going to stay off for too long. It's 14 points to 12 in favour of Fecal. And is Rory going to blow for the water break? No, he's given one last bit of action. So who's going to make the real push before the last water break here? He gives it out to Shane McNamara. Shane, the blocker, gives it out to Conor Harrison. Harrison isn't going to delay around with it. He drills it down, looking for Evan McMahon and Fergal Lynch. And indeed, it's Lynch or Fergal Evan McMahon has won that battle hands down. But I tell you, there's a jostle there from Ronan O'Donnell. Ronan has been quite here by his standards here. A man who burst on the scene a number of years ago and got a number of goals on their way towards the championship, where unfortunately they lost to the bridge after the replay. But I tell you, he made Evan McMahon there head on, and a line ball for Ryan Taylor. Ken Clooney replied just before the end of the third quarter here, the water break. Adam Hogan sticking diligently there to Donagh O'Sullivan. Taylor cuts him. This is a dangerous ball. Goes in. He drops it. It's Curry, but a great block away by Ben. It comes out to Cunningham. Cunningham travels around, and Cunningham makes an immediate impact. I like to let this lad as a stylish. He would have strong Bradford connections there, Dylan Cunningham, with the Jurix and Bradford. So it will be a good hurler. There's no doubt about that. Quilligan goes long. He knows that we're down. Colin Nielsen gone in behind for the break, but it's gone out to the right hand side and gone wide. The old style puck out. We're seeing real old traditional stuff here. Pat McNamara today.
To get the distance of 6 ball bridge with the puck out, Leo, was a fair puck from Quilligan, in fairness.
14 points to 13 in favour of Fecal, and the ball comes out to Peter Duggan. Peter Duggan is met by Owen Toohey with a ground shot, comes off the stick. We're not so sure. It looks like it's going to be a line ball. Indeed, he's given it to Clooney. I thought that came off the body of Peter Duggan. There was no hold bar there between two of the best hurlers in the county, Duggan and Toohey. A line ball for Peter Duggan, 50 metres out from the Fecal goal.
He might need cotton wool in his ears now, Leo. He's right within 2 feet of the Fecal bench.
There's no doubt he'll get good advice on the Fecal bench. I see one or two there who would be well known for taking sidelines and they're advising him quite well. Now here's Duggan, but Duggan will be oblivious to all that. There's no doubt about that. Duggan cuts it. That's a dangerous cut. Does a tail on that one. But Toohey puts up his hand and gives it out to Curry, and we're level pegging, and there's 2 chances for Clooney to have finished the water break of the third quarter. There goes the water break, and Fecal, and I tell you, I think Peter Keller will be quite happy to get Fecal in. They just need to steady down. It's 14 points all. Pat and yourself, you went for Fecal, Derek went for Clooney. I tell you, it is very much in the melting pot. Both he could be right. Ronan went for Fecal as well. You could both be right. This is going to go to the wire. We're level pegging, 14 points all in a match brought to you Associate Dale Credit Union, and our outside broadcast are sponsored by Michael Long Construction. It's top class hurling.
The draw at 9 or 10 to 1 might be the bit, Leo, but having said that, Clooney are hanging in there very, very well indeed. Fecal just not able to put them away, even though they've probably got the easier scores. Where two very uncharacteristic mistakes from Owen Toohey there. He get the ball away off his hand there, a hand pass, and earlier on he just miscontrolled one as well, leading to the last 2 points. And Owen Toohey is a prince of centre backs, and usually in fantastic first touch control of the ball. But championship hurling, pressure on, and Clooney working their socks off. So players will make mistakes, and that's part of sport and part of hurling as well. And to take advantage of those mistakes is the idea for the team who gets the benefit of that mistake. So Clooney have taken those mistakes and taken advantage. So 14 points all to play for. I still just slightly favour Fecal. I think they probably have slightly more scoring power, but then again with Oisin Donlan maybe carrying a leg, and maybe some of the ball going in is way too high and too long with that breeze. The temptation, Leo, to go along with the breeze hasn't helped Raymond, hasn't helped Colin Nelson there the last couple of minutes, or the other forwards inside, and there's been 1 or 2 wides, and Shane has been uncharacteristically off target with 1 or 2 frees as well.
Yeah, and indeed, but it's a tremendous championship match, and it's going. As we
it's really enjoyable match, Leo.
Going to go down to the wire. 14 points, and again, we have to credit Fecal there again. This water break is exactly what it's intended for. Come out, get your drink, and go back. And look at in fairness to Fergie, Loughlin and Clooney, they get to your drink and you come back out again.
The most honest crowds in the world are in Fecal and Clooney, obviously, Leo. Not taking advantage of any shape or form. No clippers to be seen, no drawings of positions and movements of players or coaching going on. Just a drink, quick chat, and off they go again.
Yeah, Oisin Clune is on for Fecal, and remains to be seen who's gone off. He's gone on into wing back position. Is it Killian Bain? He's gone off for Fecal. Looks like it that Killian Bain is gone off for Fecal, and that Oisin Clune is on. Aver launches the fourth quarter down on top of Oisin. It's Oisin and Killian, and the ball is caught by Shane McNamara. Shane McNamara gets the ball out to Peter. Peter trying to turn Con Smith. Not an easy job to do. Two big men, but Smith does well. And the ball goes into Oisin, into Shane. Shane trying to get. Shane has won it for Fecal. We're right here down in the wing back position here in front of the dugout. But it's Peter Duggan, and Duggan drives it down for Clooney. But this should be Owen Toohey's ball, and Owen Toohey gets away from the challenge of Corrie. Corrie closes him down, but Toohey touches the side of Toohey. Both sides gets the ball. There's a chance here, but it's gone the whole way and made its way into Keith Hogan. Fecal could do with a score. The ball is popped out to Conor Harrison. Conor, who has always been available, going to be chased down now by Raymond Bain, going to be robbed by Fiacre Donlan. It comes off the stick of Fiacre, goes out over the sideline. Again, great action, Leo. You're not getting a chance even to hand over to me, and it's brilliant, because that's what we want to hear. I want you doing all the talking because the action is going on. It's up and down the field, and the players are obviously showing great fitness levels nowadays. All these senior teams have to be a great catch by Nelson. He has won. It's a great score
Super
from
score.
the stick of Conor Nelson. Will his 2 points be instrumental in driving Fecal on here? What a sub to bring on an experienced player like Colin Nelson. It's 15 points to 14. Hogan doesn't leave his puck out. He hits it down to Peter and Con Smith. Smith does very, very well, and Smith is shown by example. He goes to ground. I thought he deserved a free on that occasion. He launches this one. This is going to go very close. This is in on the square. Hogan had to do. He dropped the hit in that one, but the ball comes to Colin. Nelson has it, goes off the stick of the cornerback, out for a 65. I tell you, Keith Hogan dropped his head on the ball coming in there. He wasn't too sure where it's going, but he had to deal with it, and it's gone out for a 65, and a chance for McGrath to give Fecal a bit of a cushion of 2 points again. It's 15 points to 14 at the moment. Here in a marvellously enthralling championship game here in O'Garney Park. 15 points to 14. Can Shane McGrath extend Fecal's lead to 2 points, taken all the time in the care in the world to steady and compose himself. He nailed one over from a similar position just before the water break, and Fecal have started at the water break very well on both occasions. Nelson with a point. Can McGrath add to the lead for Fecal? And Indeed he does. He makes the 2 point game. It's 16 points to 14 as Tom Downs out there issuing instructions to Fecal to close up on their players. And here comes Hogan. The breeze has died a small bit, but Hogan's puck out lands down on the Fecal 65. This is down towards Peter Duggan. Duggan, what a catch him. He's held back. Peter Duggan is fouled there by Con Smith. It's the physical battles and the individual battles, Pat, they're absolutely unreal to
They're
watch.
fantastic. And Fecal have at least 9 or 10 very strict footers in their team, all able to hurl, as we said. Clooney, not quite as many, but the few they have, like Peter, Fergal Lynch, and those fantastic battles in the air. And it's amazing just to see. It's just brilliant to be here to watch it. And what a game we're getting from two really, honest to goodness, senior hurling teams.
Peter Duggan with this free heat drills that he make it a 1 point game again. I tell you, it's 6 points to 15. It's nip and tuck here in O'Garney Park, and Eva Quilligan coming with the puck out for Fecal in no particular hurry. We're just gone 20 minutes. He hits the puck out looking for Fiacre. Fiacre gets it into the hand. Fiacre does well. Is he going to shoot? Fiacre with a left hand strike. This is going to be tailing in. Is it going to stay in play? In fact, no, don't. It tails out to the right hand side. I think he was right because space is at a premium with all players. Peter now beginning to gingerly go back into the wing forward
position.
Peter
tiring slightly, Leo.
Yeah, it looks that
Possibly.
way. He has had some severe challenges. The ball is out with Keogh. Keogh gets this ball down to the speedy Cunningham, and Cunningham gets away from Killian Bain. Cunningham, as he shoots inside, he's gone out. Bit of an experience there. I'm sorry to say, I thought just Killian Bain was gone off for Fecal. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's not Killian Bain. It's gone off for Fecal. It looked like maybe in the Noonan is still there. Is it Ger Hanrahan has gone off for Fecal? Looks like it's a Ger Hanrahan went off. The ball comes out from Evan out to Evan McMahon. Evan McMahon coming up here in front of the dugout. Gets the ball, and as we speak, the same man. It's in the Noonan. Gets away from the challenge of Peter. Peter puts in the hurley and gets a block down. How important is that block down going to be? As Derek Keogh sprays the ball out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell has been quiet, and he's going to be blocked down by his cousin. Is it our Oisin Clune? Cousin out there. Cunningham. I tell you, they're showing great trust in Cunningham. A lot of ball going out there towards him, trying to get the ball up with James Noonan. The ball comes off the stick of James Noonan. In the Noonan has picked up an injury. Good battle over between O'Donnell and Clune, two first cousins. That's what you wanted.
Fair play to you, Leo. You have the background on your players well as research. there isn't a family in East Clare that you can't trace their backgrounds and their connections, which is just a great addition to the commentary and to the enjoyment of the game. But you're right, and Clooney hit a lot of ball up top at left as it looking for young Cunningham, and he looks very skillful, but in fairness, a good pressure being put on him there as well by the defence.
Yeah, Peter Duggan now going to take his line ball, and Peter looking around. He's looking for help. But is he going to have to go for it? I wouldn't put it beyond the possibility.
Ryan Taylor be making a run here, wouldn't you, Leo?
With a strike like that, no need. Peter Duggan is back in action, and Eva Quilligan goes short with the puck out. A bit too quick for Rory on this occasion. Even Rory may be feeling the effects of this championship game. It's level pegging, 16 points each. 8 minutes to go in one of the best championship matches I've seen in quite a long time here in Clare. And Eva gains about 8 yards out from the square with that one, and he's picked up, but the ball drops down, and the ball is going to go the whole way. I thought that could have come off the stick of a Clooney man. No, it goes out to the left and wide, and Hogan goes short. Who's here? Oh, Michael Curry has made Mike Curry has made the run in front of Owen Toohey. Owen Toohey meets him head on, and Noonan gets back to win the ball.
He's pulled Owen Toohey for the tackle, I'd say, Leo.
I tell you one thing, it is helter-skelter here, and I tell you, Peter has got a lease of license that line ball. He's coming across with a bit more pace than he has been in the... Peter was looking for the ball further up. He's having a word with Joe Mullins, but Joe, I tell you, whatever you do, you're not going to change the mind of these officials, eagle-eyed officials. Rory Lidan on the far side, one of the promising up referees coming into county doing well. And McGann, in fairness, Pat, we often criticise the referees, but McGann has made a tremendous job of this. He's letting the play flow. He's picking the dangerous fouls, and we let Peter take this one here right in front of our comedy position.
This would be a great one to put over. It's on the sideline, 65 out.
And sure, he nailed it from the minute he hit it. And whatever, Pat, go hard. The black dot, the black spot on the crossbar. It's Clooney Quinn 17, Fecal 16. What's Fecal's? This is going to test Fecal's resolve now, as they'll have to come back with a score quick. Ever, he's goes short out to Killian Bain. Killian waiting for this one. He has to get this long ball. Doesn't seem to be winning for Fecal. Working for Fecal at the moment. Oisin is going to have to win one. Oisin doesn't win one. The ball comes to Derek Keogh. Keogh is doing well. And the ball comes out, and here comes Ryan Taylor. Taylor clears this ball down. It comes to Oisin Clune and comes out to Nelson. Nelson is blocked down by Keogh. I tell you one thing, there's no holding back. Gary Guilfoyle about to be reintroduced for Fecal. I thought maybe Martin Daly might come in, but Martin Daly obviously not ready to come back in, even though he's tugged. It's a line ball for Fecal, and is it Shane McGrath is going to take in this one? It's 17 points for Clooney Quinn, 16 points for Fecal. 6 minutes left plus injury time here in this championship game. Also Newmarket and Erogue, the others in this group. So look at a win is imperative. To win your first game. Newmarket got over Erogue yesterday by 4 points. McGrath cuts this one in. It cuts it in, and the ball breaks out. Who's going to come in? It's Donald Sullivan. Donald lets it go past him, but as that man Keogh has been very
Super
impressive.
player.
Out to Harrison. He's robbed, but here comes Donald Sullivan, and Donald Sullivan gets it out to Duggan. Here comes Corrie. Mike Corrie, the very, very busy Mike Corrie, coming down, tries to get away from the challenge, gets the ball, pops it back to Peter. Peter is being pulled back by Con Smith. This one is gone. Fergal Lynch has been quiet. Is he going to? He has one cut. Here comes the bruiser. He's pulled down. Is it a penalty? Indeed, it is a penalty for Clooney Quinn. The bruiser was going to catch one. Derek Dormer saluting us down here. What's he going to do? Pedro Dugonig, Dullistock.
He'll blast. What's
he going to do? Pat.
Pumping Ocean and Clooney, August Top, Pedro, Kun, I'd say big.
Cool, no Coolini, Patrick.
Cool, daring.
This is going to be. He has to go for it. It's a game-defining moment. It's one of the top forwards in the country. Again, and one of the best goalkeepers in the country. It's Duggan against Quilligan. It's 17 points for Clooney. Oh, brilliant save from Quilligan. And Duggan, it's gone. Can Fecal come out? That is one of the best saves you'll see. Brilliant save from Quilligan. That was a game-defining moment. The ball breaks out, comes to Ryan Taylor and Oisin Clune, or Adam Hogan. Hogan goes to ground. It's a game changer. What a tremendous save from the stick of Quilligan. I was wondering when he get down to it. Quilligan has cemented his place in folklore, I suppose, in Fecal, an All-Star nominee. But that is a tremendous save. It throws the momentum right back in Fecal, and can Shane McGrath level the scoring here. It's 17 points for Fecal, or for Clooney Quinn, 16 points for Fecal. This is one of, as we said, we can't use. It's just great to be here to witness it. We're level pegging in O'Garney Park. It's 17 points all, and now Peter looking for puck out. This broadcast brought you in association with Derek Credit Union, and our outside broadcast sponsored by Michael Long Construction. What can happen more than this? Duggan goes up. He goes up to catch it, tries to get away. He flicks the ball out to Corrie. Corrie is going away from the challenge at Con Smith. Here comes Corrie, tries to get this ball. The bruiser has been quiet. He has caught one. He has caught another. He gives it out to Cunningham. Cunningham off his left. Cunningham puts Clooney into the lead. 18 points to 17. I tell you one thing, the direct ball. This game has absolutely everything. Quilligan doesn't delay. He drives it out, looking for Gilfoyle. Gilfoyle is blocked down. Donlan, can Donlan shoot? Donlan does shoot. Off the one leg. Can Donlan? Yes, it's level pegging again. It's 18 points all here in O'Garney Park. Raymond Bain has been replaced by Gary Gilfoyle. Pat, to all intents and purposes, a draw would be a fair result here in O'Garney Park.
Leo, I was never as happy to be kept quiet in all my life. We have to keep going because everything is happening in this game in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
The bruiser has another one caught for Clooney. He puts the ball down to Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor has got to run on Adam Hogan. Here comes Taylor cutting in. He's blocked down by Hogan. Who's going to win the breaking ball? It's Clooney. It's Hogan. He's running over the ball. It's all we're in the dying moments here. Who's coming out? There's a chance for Inda Noonan. You have to drive it into, and he just drives it with a plum. Gets the ball down. Colin Nelson blocks it down. It comes to Derek Keogh. Donlan, can he shoot again? And he's blocked down. It comes to Donald Sullivan, and Oisin is in trouble. Donald Sullivan for Clooney gets the ball into Corrie. Corrie doesn't know what to do. He's blocked. It comes to the man who you'd want. It's Peter. Peter not able to get away from the challenge of McGrath. Duggan. He could be fouled there. Duggan gets it in towards Cunningham. It's in towards Quilligan. Quilligan has to clear it for Fecal, which he does with a plum. And this is landing down on top of Nelson.
2 injury time.
2 minutes injury time. Nelson has and the ball I thought was going to skid past Keith Hogan. Hogan does a chance for Michael McNamara. Who's going to win this ball? Clune is coming hard for Fecal. Michael McNamara tries to get away. He gets the ball. He goes out of the line. That's Oisin Clune at his best. Gary Gilfoyle with the line ball for Fecal. We're in the dying moments here. It's 18 points apiece. A draw would be a fair result here in O'Garney Park. But who's going to take the spoils? It's Gary Gilfoyle. We're at the discretion of Unreto Rory McGann. Eronoma Chin. Oisin Clune is gone loose. Will Gary give it to him? Not the In fairness, Gary, you've done the right thing. Calm it down and try and get up the field. Level pegging, 18 all. Gary cuts it down the line. It's gone in toward Nelson. Can Nelson get another ball? It needs a great pick up by Nelson. Can he recycle the ball? It's Nelson, cuts it across, but the ball is going to come to Duggan. Duggan is wrecked, and he tries to get away. Ben has it. The right man has it now. Is it Hogan? Hogan for Fecal. Can he win it for Fecal?
Wide.
Oh, it's taken out to the right hand side.
And he's waving the arms there, Leo. What a vital moment that was.
But you can see the intent. Hogan just drives it straight out. He's looking for the bruiser. Can the bruiser catch another one? The ball breaks away. It comes to Con Smith. Bodies, there's tired bodies out there now. And the ball comes to Hogan, to Jonah Sullivan. Jonah Keogh gets in there. The ball comes to Conor Harrison. Harrison breaks out. Here comes Peter. Is he going to launch it? This is one in a stop at Cunningham. It's Cunningham. Ava Quilligan has to get there. And Ava gets there for Fecal. He's been chased down by Cunningham. Gets the ball out. And there goes the full-time whistle in O'Garney Park. One of the best championship matches you'd ever see. 18 points all. Fair result. Two teams, hammer and tongs, level pegging. Pat McNamara, it's over to you.
Leo, those two teams should be apologising to you for keeping you going. It was an unbelievable finish. Leo has to leave us because he has another engagement. So we'll just have to concur an absolutely outstandingly brilliant senior holding championship game between Fecal and Clooney. Players giving 100% on both sides. Great tackling, great clean play all through, 100% effort, everyone just involved, nobody giving an inch. Great freeze, great tackling, great block downs, great running with the ball, great running off the ball, mistakes all over. Outstandingly brilliant save by Ever Quilligan from the penalty. A well struck penalty by Peter Duggan, going to go in a foot off the left post, going to go in along the ground, foot of the post, and he got down, which is the hardest save to make in goalkeeping, because if it's head high or shoulder high, it's an easier save. That is an absolutely brilliant, and we're going to go over to Derek. Derek, I'm really speechless as well. You win for Clooney, I win for Fecal. It's in between, it's the draw. What an absolutely brilliant game, Derek.
Fantastic. It was just an epic from start to finish. It started slowly, warmed up, the intensity levels were ratcheted at every minute. And I'm telling you now, Hollywood scriptwriters wouldn't have written the drama we've seen in them last 5 minutes. Fergal Lynch plucks it from the sky, dumped to the floor, a penalty. Sides are level. What does Peter the Great do? He has to go for goal. It's a defining moment.
Struck it well.
Quilligan, what a save. He defined the moment. He saved that. Ball broke down the field. McGrath taps it over. Then the sides exchange wonderful scores from Cunningham and Donlan. And at the end we had hooks, blocks, bodies put on the line. This was an epic game, and I'm just delighted for everyone after the tough year and a half we've had that people could be here to witness this. A truly epic encounter.
Very well put. One other thing I'm reminded of, it's the what ifs. If we had a fit Peter Duggan for the last 5 or 6 months training with Clare in those tight games in the Munster Championship, what a contribution from Peter, having been out of top class hurling for so long.
It shows the quality of the man. I was here yesterday to witness Shane O'Donnell coming back from injury, thank God, and again he made a huge difference to our rogue. I mean, look, as they say, class is permanent, form is temporary.
Form is temporary. And look, again, you know, look at the Clooney team for a minute. We look at Fecal as well. I mean, we have to mention Evers' save. But the player people like Conor Harrison, who've been around for almost, you think, decades, if not centuries. Conor Harrison, bruiser himself. The young Leslie like Keogh and those, and Conneely and a few more. You know, players I hadn't heard much about before. You obviously had. So because you tipped them to win, you know, you tipped the shaded. So, you know, these are things that will carry Clooney on now. The older guys being driven on by the young guys being led by the older guys. You know, that's a great combination.
Absolutely, and from both sides. They just gave everything. And at the end of the day, I thought Clooney Queen would win because I thought in the second half they'd run it a bit more and draw the freeze. And they tried to that, but every time they did, Fecal responded magnificently. Shane McGrath and Oisin Donlan, they gave an exhibition of
we have to mention Oisin
over
Donlan because in fairness he was carrying an injury for the whole game. It looked like, at least for most of the game, and no matter what happened, he wasn't coming off. And despite getting 2 or 3 different bouts of attention with the ice of the magic bottle, he just kept looking for ball and kept that lovely wristy swing over the bar and flicking him out to McGrath. You know, Oisin Donnelly, outstanding as well.
Oisin Donnelly reminds me, did you ever see that film 300? He's like a Spartan. He'd die on his shield. Do you know? And look, it was a great exhibition of
it's only PG tough to knock out. We do it all again someday. But
absolutely.
Look, all to play for both of you. Derek, thanks a million
No
for the
problem,
conclusion. Most enjoyable.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And we're now going to be joined by one of Clare's leading, if not the Munster's leading journalist, Owen Brennan, our old friend, Magpie. Disappointing evening Friday evening for the Magpies, although they're telling me they're seeing a lot of positives in their display against the Bridge on Friday evening. But it's all about Fecal and Clooney this evening. Owen, I suppose you could travel a long distance to find a better senior championship, honest to goodness match than what we just witnessed between Fecal and Clooney Quinn.
No, absolutely. You know, it was rip-roaring end to end. Could have gone either way. Both teams had their periods of dominance, and you'd have to say, I suppose, you know, level 9 times, you'd have to say it was a fair enough result for a finish. Obviously, the big talking
moment,
point and the big turning point and all that was the penalty. You know, with only maybe 2-3 minutes to go, that would have sorted it out. You know, I mean, that would have
won the game for Clooney. Yeah,
would have won the game for them, and you know, it was a superb save. Penalties are not easy save these days. I don't know if he hit it that well. He didn't have any backlift or anything like that, but you know, it was a superb save, and it kind of inspired Fecal to go down on the field and get the. And you know, they had a chance at the end at both ends, but you know, a draw was fair enough.
And you know, well refereed. I think Rory McCann was excellent. I thought, you know, the game just flowed, and anything that was looked in any way suspect or dangerous, he pulled for it. But there was some great tackling and some great, you know, intense stuff, and the tempers flared a little bit on occasion. But I mentioned two separate players. The great Peter Duggan back without hardly any top class hurling done for long. What a contribution. Then Oisin Donnelly carrying what looked like a severe injury, could hardly move, and he can fire over those points and link up with Shane McGrath. You know, just two icons of Clare county and club hurling.
Absolutely, and you'd have to say that there were two outstanding. I mean, for Peter Duggan to come back in and you know, it was like he was never away. You know, he's touched everything he had. He has such influence on Clooney Quinn. It makes them a completely different team. And Oisin was injured from early on. You know, I mean, he was carrying that leg from early on, but there was no question that he was coming off at any stage. You know, he'd battle on with one leg more than guys would if they had three. So a superb one, but also the man marking jobs, you'd have to say. Adam Hogan did a superb job on Ryan Taylor, and equally I thought John Keneally did a very good job on Shane McGrath to curb him as much as humanly possible. So they were I mean, two young players like that for their first year to be given roles like that and to complete them with such aplomb, you'd say, you know, was very eye-catching as well. But you know, a rip-roaring contest all over the field, and I'd say both managers, when they look back at it, look, they can have small little grievances here and there, but I think they look back at it and say, look, we'll take a point and we'll be happy enough with that.
And the final question maybe, Owen, is how do you think it affects the group, you know, in terms of both teams' chances of qualifying now?
It doesn't do them any favours. It doesn't do either any favours, because with the result the way the one yesterday went, with Newmarket kind of issuing a surprise, let's say, against Éire Óg, and Éire Óg, you know, realistically, if they had their three county players from the start, they would have probably won the game. It was that tight. But to be missing Aaron Fitzgerald, to be missing David Reedy, and then for Shane O'Donnell to only come on at half time, I think it was influential very on the game. So for Newmarket to win that first game, it means that Éire Óg will be looking for serious vengeance for the next two games, and I think it would have given one of these sides a great boost today. A point, I don't know if it's a good thing. It seems so now, but I don't know. I think, you know, they both probably needed to win.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, in normal circumstances, everyone will be going off kind of breathing a sigh of relief. A great game and a draw, and if there's a knockout, you may have a replay again someday, and you'll be very happy to be a winner. But at the point each in the draws, maybe they'll go off a little bit flat-footed, or maybe a little bit, you know, down the mouth after it. But as you say, you know, both teams now look like they're capable of putting on a performance and winning a big game still.
Yeah, look, I think we said from this group from the start that it's very, very even, and it could go either way. You know, I mean, any of the two or the four could come out of it, and that's still the case after round one, after what we've seen. As I mentioned, Éire Óg's injuries, and the other three teams, you'd have to say, are level enough, as you can see from today. So the relegation is far from certain, and the two teams to get into the quarter-final, definitely so. So we're in for a lot more hurling in the next two rounds, and it's going to be really cracking stuff for the next
There's some things to look forward to, Owen. I mean, we missed this so much much and now realise how much we enjoyed. Again, a game like that just puts you, you know,
And
nearly
Pat,
walking on air.
I must mention the crowd as well. You know, they really added it today. You know that yesterday, you know, it was quite noticeable. But I suppose the way the Scarf match went,
Yeah,
you know, it was
that's
kind
true.
of a bit flat. The result was a long way coming.
Was
but
no one for a long time. Yeah.
I think the crowd were really additive today.
Absolutely, and that's one of the other pluses as well of this whole thing and this whole thing coming back to us. So look, we've had our fantastic hurling match. My thanks to Owen and to Derek for their contributions, to Leo of course for a brilliant commentary, and well done to both teams on a fantastic draw. My thanks of course to the Direct College Union for their sponsorship, and of course the outside broadcast brought in association with Michael Long Construction as well. And my thanks also to our sound men as usual, Jim here, who's in the business. And look at we really enjoy this game. With that, we'll say
I suppose before we go and hand back to Tom, I suppose we should just let people know that there will be a review and a highlights program this evening, talking about all the games that took place over the weekend. So
yeah, I think that's at 8 p.m. I have to double check everything.
It is indeed. I'd say, Pat, you'll be making an appearance on that as well. So.
Well, sure, we'll make some appearance anyway, but we have plenty to talk about. So look at
exactly, and you're still celebrating after the victory in Corofin yesterday.
Yeah, very happy with it. You know, maybe unexpected. As a Killeen man, you know, we have gone through a poor patch. They were won the intermediate in 2010 with a team that was just ageing. They probably could have won it in 2006, lost by a point, but you know the team was getting old together, and it's very hard to replace all those great players. But gradually they have been replaced, and now look at it, it's only one victory, and we're not getting carried away. But it was a good thing to beat Tubber, who are a very consistent intermediate team, and indeed were senior for so long as well. So yeah, a good start, and we're very happy with that. But there's a long way to go yet. I think Kilnamona and Sixfield Bridge have still to be played, two serious teams. But you know, it's all about today's game for the moment. Fecal and Cloney. What a rip-roaring contest they gave us. Really fantastic to be involved in commentating and analysing and watching it indeed, and best of luck to both of those teams in the next round.
Okay, so from 6 Mile Bridge, just as we're finishing up here, the teams are they finish up their huddles, and we are going to leave it from here, and we're going to hand it back to Tom in the studio. So Tom, take it away.